Hello, investors. James Walker with TurnKeyInvest.com. I didn't get to make a video last week because I was in La Jolla, California, where I met up with 21 great investors, a lot of you friends who have invested with me in the past and continue to invest. Some brand new faces. It was great to see you. I hope you subscribe to the YouTube channel like we talked about. If so, you're seeing this video now. So I wanted to make this video. Of course, we're going to feature a property. We're going to talk about the current conditions of the market, which are strong for real estate investing. And let's dig right into that. You know, right now, the coronavirus is on everybody's mind, and my phone is ringing off the hook. Our team is taking more calls than ever. We're having a ton of people reserve properties. Why? Well, anytime the stock market goes down, my phone rings. Anytime interest rates go down, my phone really rings, because the lower interest rates means higher cash on cash return, higher return on your investment. And in this state of mind, a lot of people are talking about preservation of capital, even over investment. Buying real estate 10 years ago versus stocks. Right now, you might have a little bit more comfortable feeling. Now, don't get me wrong, I'll diversify. I have a financial planner. We have college funds for our children. But right now is a great time to be in real estate, something that is tangible, something that is a true investment, not a speculation like gold or certain stocks. A true investment, of course, appreciates, and we know houses do. Even if it, is a house that appreciates through inflation, they're printing more and more of our money. Our dollar's worth less and less every year. Owning real estate long-term protects you against inflation. And in many instances, over a long period of time, depending on market cycles, you're going to see great appreciation in properties as you own them. Of course, more so, in my opinion, in the B class and better, especially in those A class properties. The C class properties, in my opinion, will appreciate as more investors come into a market, because it's mostly a rental area in C's, right? But as your dollar is inflated, for sure. So coronavirus is all the talk. It's business as usual here at TurnKeyInvest.com. We're buying houses daily. We're renovating houses. We are not taking an extended, spring break, like a lot of people have had this opportunity to do. And we have a lot of people reaching out to us to become new investors, and of course, current investors adding to their portfolio. So now that I've shared screen, you can see that I have a strong inventory. Right now, a lot of people in the turnkey space are complaining because there is no inventory, they say. Well, my answer to that is work harder. Currently, I think we have 19 properties available on the website. Most of them are under construction. I'm going to walk you through how to analyze a property with the data that I give you fully transparently here on the website, so you can do your own due diligence. Of course, reach out to me and my team if you want us to walk you through one of the properties. But let's dive into a little house today. Before we do, I just Googled stock market earlier, hit the news button on Google. I knew what the answer was going to be, but overwhelmingly just, story after story about woe is me and we are in for the next whatever. This thing will pass. My prayers go out to everyone, especially in the foreign countries that, are being hit by this coronavirus. This too will pass. And the stock market will rebound. But right now, a lot of people are not wanting to put their savings, their income that they have right now, they want to invest into something as volatile as that. So today we are talking about this little house on Nightway, right here on the website. So 2851 Nightway Road. It's under construction. It's priced slightly below what I believe the market value is, $98,500. I believe it would appraise for $100,000. We'll get into that in a minute. This house rents for $985 a month. I wanted to give you that 1% rule. What is the 1% rule? Some of you are asking. A $100,000 house rents for $1,000 a month. In this case, a $98,500 house rents for $985. So here you are on a silver platter, a little 3-bedroom, 1-bath ranch, mostly brick house with that 1% rule. So where is it in Memphis, Tennessee? Macro to micro, if you notice Memphis, Tennessee, downtown, next to the Mississippi River, go east and south into this area on the map. If many of you have seen my map video, We label this whole area as Hickory Hill. If you got into the micro of it, this area might be called Parkway Village. Tons of rentals in this area for turnkey investors. They're not extremely old homes, 1970s, some in 1980s houses, mostly ranch houses. They are great for rentals. To the west of this property is our super cargo hub. FedEx has the largest air cargo hub in the Northern Hemisphere, second in the world only to Hong Kong, just a few miles away from this property. So you can imagine, major employer, great place for a rental property. Here's current pictures of the house. And in the diligence vault on each property that I offer to you guys, we're going to give you tons of pictures of these houses. Go back to the website and just show you. So if you're interested in property, click the button that says click here for more information. And that's going to take you into the diligence vault, which contains photographs. These are recent photos where we're stripping the roof off, replacing any of the decking that might be needed to be replaced. If there's any hint of rotten decking, that's going to be replaced. Brand new roof coming on this house. And you can see how basic ranch, mostly brick house. That's what I love. Aluminum windows. Not a lot to go wrong with the exterior of this house once you own it as a rental. Nice little covered patio that we're going to make sure it's structurally sound and up to current day standards. Beautiful little home. The old air conditioner. All right, so let's dig into this house. This is what's important when you're looking at a property of mine that's under construction. So the scope of work is going to lay out everything that's going to be done to this house. In the bottom right-hand corner, you're going to get some very specific data that's very important. Age of air conditioning system, new. That means that old one's going away, brand new one's coming in. Age of water heater, this one has a 5-year water heater. It's in great condition. We're keeping that. Age of furnace, brand new. Age of roof, brand new. As you see, we just stripped it off. And then, item by item, we're going to go in there. We're going to tell you everything we're going to do to this house, from flooring and kitchen remodel, bathroom remodel. We want to make these houses to where you don't have a major repair for the next 10 to 15 years. That's what a turnkey renovation should be defined as. Sadly, a lot of people have strayed from that definition, and we find ourselves, on the phone with a lot of people saying, hey, I bought this house from company XYZ. The roof is no good. Here I am looking at spending $7,000 only 4 years into ownership. Well, preferably I would like to put that $7,000 roof into a 30-year mortgage with these low interest rates we're seeing now, and let the tenant pay for it. Let the tenants over a 10-year period or whatever the period of time it takes to pay for that roof, pay for it with their rent dollars, not my savings. I'd rather use my savings as a down payment on another investment property. I know that makes sense to you guys. So we'll stop here for a second. Shameless plug, May 15th and 16th, we are going to have 50 investors here in town. If you have not already signed up for it, I would encourage you to sign up. It's a great day of education, and it's a half day of education, just in case you're wondering. I'm like you, I can't sit through a classroom for days on end. We're going to meet the team, which includes our preferred lenders. We'll talk about that in a minute. Our attorney, who can talk to you about setting up LLCs and different ways to structure yourself as you become a larger investor for layers of protection and many other reasons, tax savings. We're going to have a speaker here about 1031 exchanges. So if you perhaps will have a 1031 exchange coming up or in the near future, I'd highly encourage you to be here, learn from our 1031 exchange specialists about the right way to set that up so that you're fully covered and you come out on the best side of a 1031 exchange. Of course, you're going to meet my team from acquisitions, renovations, property management. One of the big keys, our in-house property management team makes this all possible. They act as your operations team, your boots on the ground here in Memphis, Tennessee, after the point of purchase. And I love that we are all one company. I don't hand you to another company. I own the property management company. So I'm the guy that bought the house, renovated the house, helped you acquire it, and now I'm your partner moving forward as we grow a portfolio that produces results. So May 15th and 16th, how do you apply? Go to turnkeyinvest.com, click the button that says click here to apply for free tickets. And this event is for investors that I have a relationship with in one way or another. I don't really have enough room on the bus or enough seating in the room to have people coming in town that I don't have some type of relationship with. So I'd like to get to know you, see that we're a good fit, and if we are, come to Memphis. You pay for the flight. I have discounted rooms at the hotel where the venue it all takes place. You don't even need to rent a car. You can Uber to the event. We're going to take you around everywhere from there. We're going to feed you a lot. So it's a really good event. There is no cost for the event as far as a ticket, just your flight, your hotel, which is discounted. So moving back into the diligence vault, I put a crime map in every diligence vault, because if I was buying a house 2,000 miles away, some of you are 2,000 miles away or more, I'd want to know, what is crime like in the area? Is this a high crime area? And some of the crime maps might not be as good as others because they're in a C-class area, and the cash-on-cash return is huge, but that's probably indicative of a higher crime area. This is not a huge high crime area. This is second on the meter there of light blue to dark blue as far as crime areas. So it's a good little B-class area. Of course, we're going to give you a pro forma, and a pro forma is simply a financial indication of what you should expect on this property moving forward. So a $98,500 purchase price, $985 monthly rent is going to produce $7,800 net operating income. So net operating income is, of course, your $985 minus expenses multiplied by 12 months. And it's broken down here in the right-hand corner of what those expenses are. Now, a lot of people leave out vacancy and repair. Quite frankly, it probably makes their pro forma look better. They could argue that it's not an expense because you don't know, but you need to put that into your pro forma. We put a 4% vacancy and 8% of collected rent for future repairs. Other expenses you're going to see: property management. So for foundation property management to manage your property, 8% of the collected rent. Property taxes, because Uncle Sam's got to get paid. Insurance, in case the house were to burn down or something crazy happened. And then principal and interest, your debt reduction to the bank. And that's going to give you net operating income. If we divided that smaller number into the next number, total cash needed out of pocket to purchase this property, which is $24,000. And the way we come up with that $24,000 is 20% down plus closing costs. And that's what it costs you to purchase one of our properties. Cash out of pocket. The rest is on the bank, on our lenders, our preferred lenders. You divide that net operating income into the total cash needed out of hand, and it's going to give you a cash-on-cash return. And that's what most of you are interested in. Almost a 13% cash-on-cash return with this property. That's amazing. A fully renovated property, renovated to 2020 standards, and it's cash flowing 13% on the money that you took out of your pocket and put into the investment. Wow. So the pro forma is on there. Then you're going to have what we call a property data sheet. A property data sheet is simply all the information that I have as a real estate broker in the state of Tennessee available to me, now made available to you. It talks about flood zone. Of course, this property is not in a flood zone, so you won't need flood insurance. It gives you square footage from multiple sources. It gives you the exact taxes, not an estimate, on this property. And so on and so on. Lots of information there that's really good for you as you're doing your due diligence on any property. And then it's going to give you comparable sales. And in this instance, we're looking at comparable rents. So where do I get my rent numbers? Well, I've got quite a few rentals in town that we manage and personally, but here's some data. So from Rentometer, a great source, we have a paid subscription. I'm sharing that with you. Here it is showing that there are other properties in the immediate vicinity renting for as much as we're asking and more. Now, there's a lot of properties that aren't renting for that amount, and those are the non-turnkey properties, the houses that, quite frankly, aren't up to the standards of what we are producing. So we wanted to have proof to you guys that it's going to rent for what we say it's going to rent for. I've got a letter from me and my family in each diligence vault just to tell you who we are, our story, what we strive to bring to our investors. I have a layout of the exact process of what it looks like to just start looking all the way to purchase and beyond. I've got information about foundation property management, who we are and how we strive to be your boots on the ground. And then I've got listed our preferred partners. So we have 4 lenders that we work with. And why is it so important to work with a preferred lender? I'm like an assembly line. I buy a house. The day we buy it, the roof is going on. We're not waiting a week for this to happen. The day we buy it, the guys are going out and demoing the interior and so on and so on. So we move down the line. And when that house is ready, we need to know that you're ready to buy. And quite frankly, people that are using these huge banks, I'll name a few. Hey, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, they have no relationship, no skin in the game with this, and no timeline. So I'm not able to produce 19 properties available on the website right now. I couldn't do that if I had everyone using their own lender and I was unsure about going out and buying properties, putting them on the website to produce to you guys. So it helps me give you the best inventory in Memphis, Tennessee is one way. Now, another thing that they bring to the table is all of these preferred lenders use a portion of your rental income against your DTI. What is DTI? Debt to income ratio. So if you didn't have that ability for the lender to use a good portion of your rental income as income, you would top out, a lot of you, at 3 or 4 houses. Unless you have a huge monthly income, you would top out. You wouldn't be able to scale and go all the way up to where you need to be, is what's 10 or more properties is eventually where all of you guys need to get to. So you have an actual business here, not a hobby of owning 3 or 4 rentals. So preferred lenders are extremely important. If you haven't reached out to one of our lenders, here's the information in each diligence vault in what we call the Turnkey Invest Handbook. So we give you all the information we have right there. Then we're going to put comparable sales. So I don't go into any investment without knowing what it's going to sell for after a major renovation. So I give you 3 houses that have sold in the immediate vicinity. So here's our subject property in the black S, and number 1 to the left, number 2 and 3 right here to the right. So right there in that little 4-block section of Parkway Village, Hickory Hill, just east of the FedEx Super Cargo Hub, we've got the comparable sales for you. They aren't spread out all over town. And then lastly, let me talk about foundation property management. If you need better property management, talk to us. We're more than glad to help you. If you need to sell a property, we're helping a lot of people sell their properties. Foundation property management was created with this mantra. We manage our investors' assets as if they were our own. Point blank. That's every decision made as if I own the property myself, and my team is marketing these houses better than anyone I've seen and getting them rented with good tenants with long-term leases, because we want to produce results for you. So I'll end one more time. If you haven't heard about the May event, sign up. This is an amazing time to buy. I'm going to totally butcher this saying by Warren Buffett, but he said something like this: how do you know when to invest? You invest when other people are running scared. How do you know when to pull back and stop investing? When it's a madhouse of people coming in. And that's what's going on now with this coronavirus and all the different things. People are pulling out of the stock market. Don't do that. I mean, the stock market will rebound. Goodness gracious. Don't do that. Come buy houses. Do not pull out of the stock market to come buy houses from me. Wait until it recovers, then maybe look at that. People today, more than ever, are looking for a reliable, steady, let's face it, boring income with their investments. Why? Because we've worked hard for this capital that we've brought up. Let's preserve that capital, and the best way to do that in so many ways is real estate. It is going to appreciate. You can use leverage to buy it. That's a big one. There's a tax advantage to owning real estate, and it has cash flow. If you don't have all of those 4 pieces in an investment, then it is more speculation than it is investment. So buying gold and silver. Hey, I've got a little bit, not much, but I think it's just because it's cool. But it's not an investment. It's a speculation, because you're speculating that it'll be worth more money when you need to sell it, or when you leave it to your heirs, than when you paid what you paid for it. And most likely that will happen. But it doesn't have cash flow. Gold doesn't pay you, doesn't go out there and bring other gold back to you, right? You can't really leverage on gold that I know of. Some of you might know of some way out there that you can leverage to buy gold or silver. And there is no tax advantage to buying silver and gold. Real estate is it. So those of you that are upset with what's going on with the stock market, you're unsure of the future, now is the time to jump in, turnkeyinvest.com. We're here to serve you in Memphis, Tennessee, and be your boots on the ground. I want to produce results, then manage for you with Foundation Property Management. I'm going to treat your assets like I own them myself. Thanks so much and have a great day.